Standard 9, Subject English, Grammar, Topic Figure of Speech. So, today we learn what is figure of speech. Figure of speech, it enhances the beauty of writing. It makes a sentence deeper and leaves the reader with a sense of wonder, which brings life to the poem and witnesses the specific period in time. So let's start with figure of speech. We take the first one, it's simile. Simile means when a direct comparison is made between two objects of different kinds which have at least one point in common. We can use as, like, and so. The example is camel is like a ship of desert. She is as proud as peacock. So here you can see that camel is directly compared to the ship of desert, and she is directly compared to the proudness of peacock. So now we go to the second one, metaphor. When an indirect comparison is made in which words or a phrase literally denoting one kind of object or idea and they are treated as one, so it's called as metaphor. Life is a journey. All the world is a stage. So here life is indirectly compared to the journey and the world is compared to the stage. Now we come to the third one, personification. When inanimate objects, that means non-living things or abstract ideas, are spoken of having life. So the examples are moon smiles across the mountains. Here the moon is a non-living thing and smiling is a human quality. So human quality is given to the moon. And the next one, hills rejoice and clap their hands. So here the hills are again non-living things, but the human quality is rejoicing and clapping, which is given to the hills. So hills are personified. Now we go to the next figure of speech, fourth one, repetition. When the same words are repeated more than once for better poetic effect. The examples are home, home, sweet home. So the word home is repeated more than once. Roll on, the ocean blue. The word roll on is repeated more than once. Now we go to the next figure of speech, fifth one is alliteration. When similar sound or repetition of similar letters are used to produce poetic effect. So the examples are she sells shells on the seashore. You will see the letter S is repeated more than once. The next sentence is a lordly lion lives the lonely lair. So the letter L is repeated more than once. So the next figure of speech is sixth, apostrophe. When a direct address is made to dead, absent, or personified object or idea. So the example is O world, O death. The second one is O death, where is thy sting? So it is directly addressing to dead or absent. The next one is seventh, that is antithesis. When opposite ideas are placed side by side for emphasis. So it's called as antithesis. The examples are now near, now far. So near and far are the contrast words, opposite words, which are used for poetic effect. The next example is united we stand, divided we fall. So united and divided are opposite words. Stand and fall are also opposite words. So they are used in the same sentence for better poetic effect. Now we come to the next one, that is eighth, tautology. This means when different words of the same meaning are used is called as tautology. That means use hot boiling water for better results. Here, hot and boiling are two different words but have similar meaning. The next is we went to some old ancient temple. Old and ancient are again two different words but they have same meaning, which they are using it for poetic effect. Now let us see the next one. Hyperbole. Hyperbole is when a statement is made emphatic by overstatement or exaggeration. The examples are thousands of suns, thousands of moon I pass by. The second is I told you thousands of times. So it is just an overstatement, not literally taken as. Now the 10th one is inversion. When a prose order or a poetic order is changed to suit to the poetic lines, so it is called as inversion. Wealth I seek not. The next is a field I linger. You see the arrangement of sentence is not in a proper order. So when it is said wealth I seek not, we can arrange the sentence accordingly to the sensible way. Now we come to the next one, interrogation, which is also called as rhetorical. When a question is asked not for the sake of getting answer but to put more effectively. Who is so foolish to go in a stormy weather? At the end you can see a question mark. Was so much expenditure justified? So the question mark itself proves that it is an interrogation or a rhetorical figure of speech. Now you come to the next one, that is a 12th one, that is climax. When the arrangement of the words are in ascending order for better poetic effect. So the examples are he walks, he runs, he conquers. So you can see the words are arranged in the ascending order. The next one is she smiles, she laughs, she roars. So here you can see the words are arranged according to the ascending way. The next one is anticlimax. The arrangement of the words are in descending order for better poetic effect. So the examples are I die, I fall, I faint. So you can see the arrangement of these words so that you can have a knowledge to understand what is anticlimax, which is in the descending order. It should be I faint, I fall, I die. But instead it is given I die, I fall, I faint. So we need to know this figure of speech, which would be very important for us when we learn so many poems, and every poet is using figure of speech, which really creates a very deeper level of understanding. Thank you.